You may be going through a pruning season right now, and if you are, just know that this usually happens right before a breakthrough. People may be falling off, old habits may no longer serve you, doors may be closing, and connections you thought were solid are suddenly breaking, and you're left wondering, God, why does this all feel so uncomfortable? The truth is, pruning always feels like loss, but in the kingdom, it's actually divine protection and positioning. You didn't lose anything. What left your life was simply not assigned to your next level. God is protecting you by exposing anything or anyone that would hold you back from where he's taking you. Jesus said in John 15 that he is the vine and we are the branches, and every branch that bears fruit the Father prunes so that it may bear more. And then he continues, remain in me and I will remain in you. A branch cannot bear fruit by itself. It must remain in the vine. Neither can you bear fruit unless you remain in me. So in other words, anything that God cuts away, whether it's a relationship, a mindset, a habit, or an attachment, it's never meant to harm you. It's meant to position you to stay connected to him and to grow. If there's anything in your life that's not bearing the fruit of the Spirit, God is going to cut it off because he wants to grow more good fruit. So he's going to get rid of the bad fruit. Just like a flower that tries to hold on to its old dying petals, but the gardener gently prunes them off so that new, healthier, more beautiful ones could grow. And that's exactly what God did with Israel. Before they stepped into the promised land, God led them through the wilderness. And it wasn't to punish them. It was meant to strip everything away from them that still tied them to Egypt. He used that season to remove old identities, break old cycles, purify their hearts, and really prepare them for the promise that they weren't ready to carry yet. And that's exactly what God does with us. He prepares us and he strips away what no longer serves us to prepare us for the promise. He strips away from us old habits and old soul ties and just things that can't go with us to that next season of our lives. And God sees what you can't see. He hears the conversations that you don't hear. He knows the motives that were hidden and the traps that were forming behind the scenes. Trust me, God knows what's best for us, and what's best for us is always better than what we're trying to hold on to. That's why God steps in and he exposes and he redirects and he closes doors that we didn't want to close but absolutely needed to. Not because he's taking from you or because he's trying to hurt you, but because he's protecting your calling. He's protecting what he's building in you. Before elevation comes separation. Before the promise comes the wilderness. Your story is far from over, so trust the author because he sees the whole picture. And one day you'll look back and say, oh, now I understand. That's why he allowed that loss. That's why he closed that door. That's why it didn't work out. This season is only one chapter of a much bigger testimony in the making.